couple things I want to talk about tonight, and this is something I didn't, like I said, that's why I'm not really worried about whether or not Lana knows these topics, because I know she already knows what's going on. I would obviously like to talk about what's going on in Texas with Katie Cox. Would like to talk about Jack Smith just made a big filing that made a lot of news. The Joe Biden impeachment inquiry is underway, supposedly. And Lana, I have a game tonight that you're going to hate it. You're going to absolutely hate every second of this game. But you're going to see why, and you'll understand why you hate it. And, we'll go from there. So, and by the way, I don't even tell Lana that she's playing these games. I force them on her. So anytime you want to tap out of them, feel free. I'm okay with that. So before we get to the Katie Cox news, I do want to point out once again that the economy is thriving. If you saw today, more good news about inflation going down, and that set the stock market up to a level that is close to a record high. Now, I know that is not the indication of how well the economy is doing fully, but that definitely gives you an indication of how people who invest their money, and they take it very seriously, how they invest their money and the future of their investments. And they feel really, really, really good about the future right now. Me being in the mortgage industry, I feel very good about the future right now. In fact, I'm busy right now, and it's not even the best time. So, we've got a lot of things going on. And Lana, I think I sent you a message over the weekend. Somehow our full show last week got like 1,400 views, which for us is big. I mean, we just started the show. We gained another 15 subscriptions, which is nice. And we love people to subscribe. By the way, is this the time of the show we tell people to like and subscribe? Yeah. And the like button really isn't that hard. Neither is the subscribe button. I mean, subscribe might be a pain in the ass because you're kind of like, oh shit, this guy's popping up on this guy and Lana are popping up on our feed. Maybe you don't want, I don't know, but hopefully we're good enough to where you subscribe, but at least like it.
Yeah.
Right?
Like the video.
Yeah.
We want you to subscribe too.
Yeah, 100%. We got to earn the subscription is what I think, but what difference does it make?
You got to earn the like. If you like the video, you got to earn.
Not really. The like is 50. You can earn it. You can not earn it.
Just so bad for you guys.
That's exactly right. Yep. So that's fine. So, but the reason why I'm bringing that up is because I get I've told you, I get tons of comments from a lot of different people. And I have a big concern, and it's a concern I've had for a very long time. We may have talked about it before, but we keep talking about the messaging and all this stuff. And there is I don't care what anybody does. There is no Joe Biden. There is no Kamala Harris. There is no Hillary Clinton. There's nobody that can go out there constantly and get a message through to MAGA people who have made up their mind based on a meme that they saw on Facebook. And one that is driving me fucking insane that I keep getting hit with all the time on these comments is, you can't say anything good about Joe Biden. He's done nothing. When Donald Trump was in office, gas prices were at $2 and mortgage rates were at 2%. They don't know I'm in the mortgage business. And I explained to them very nicely up front. I was like, listen, I'm happy to have this conversation with you. I'm in the mortgage business. I'm here to tell you Donald Trump had zero to do with 2% mortgage rates. But if you want to continue, let's go. So just for anybody.
Gas. Or the gas.
Correct.
The pandemic. Who was driving?
That's exactly
right. It dropped to 10 cents a gallon.
Again,
nobody was driving.
Alana, you have kids, I believe, in their teens, correct?
One's in the teens and the other's older.
Yeah. So you have one in the teens.
Yeah.
And I would imagine somewhere in their teens, maybe early teens, they learned about supply and demand somewhere in school. That is the most basic, easiest thing to understand when it comes to why something costs a lot or why something does not cost a lot.
Right.
And this one's pretty simple, even for MAGA, even for people who just don't follow anything. Supply and demand should be a pretty easy thing to understand, but apparently A lot of people either don't understand or they just refuse to understand it.
Yeah.
So
Both.
yeah, both. So so the economy is doing extremely well, and I don't know how to message that to anybody who just does not understand, because if you look at the polls say that Donald Trump is better for the economy than Joe Biden is.
Yeah, and that's the frustrating thing because it's like, you in the media and it's just like Democrats have to do a better job at messaging. Like, I honestly don't know what else they need to tell you
Yeah.
because not only are Democrats saying it, like the news is, if you watch your regular news, not Fox, like your local news, they're talking about like the index and the Dow and all of these things.
Mhm.
Like that's being talked about and how the economy, like when the reports come out and the jobs report, those things are coming out. Like
It's even coming out on Fox News. In the morning, I guess the
Fox
Maria
Business, right?
Bartiromo is on there, and she always has to explain whenever something good comes out. And she's even like, gosh, this is way better than we even thought. And then they have to bring on some expert who can find a way to say that this is not good news. But
Because possibly, maybe, somehow, someday, we may be in a recession. Like, stupid.
and that's the thing, is that they use the word recession, and they know that a lot of people don't really understand the word recession, or they just sort of understand it, and it's an easy word to use because people can associate it with being scared about the future and everything like that. But the fact of the matter is, the chances of the so-called recession under Joe Biden have gotten extremely low, and everybody feels that now the feds are going to start lowering the rates, and we'll get back to normal. Did it take a little bit longer than most people want? It could take a month, and people are pissed off that it took a month, but it just doesn't work that way. As I explained to some of the people who were commenting, there is no guy, I don't care who he is, who you think he is, how much you love him, how much you hate him. There is no guy that comes in as president, has a magic wand and goes, interest rates are low, gas prices are low. You know why?
Right.
Because I know how to do it.
Yeah,
No,
that's
you
not how
don't.
that works. Like,
No, it doesn't.
it's like you have to move with the flow. Like, you can't just be like, oh, right, right. But Trump's gonna come in. He's like, you know what? Lower the gas, interest rates drop. Like you said, like that's not how that works. Could the interest rates have gone? The feds could have made them low. Right. Then we would have been in trouble. Like
Yeah.
if that happened, we would have been in a recession because then everybody would have been buying up all the houses. They were trying to slow the economy down because the economy was doing so well.
Correct. And that's another thing that I try to tell people in the beginning, is that when Donald Trump was president, yes, first of all, they can have the narrative. So the narrative is, when Donald Trump was president, interest rates and gas prices were low. That's a fact, 100%. But it's not because of Donald Trump. You have to put it in context. And I know a lot of the people on the news stations who like to fool, and by the way, they're all just fooling each other at this point. It's maybe they're fooling some fringe people. But at the end of the day, it wasn't because of that. But I'm afraid now, and when you see polling with Donald Trump and all this, our politics has turned into professional wrestling. And I grew up as a professional wrestling fan. I loved professional wrestling when I was younger. And even through when, The Rock and all, it was very entertaining, very, very entertaining. And I loved every second of it. And, basically what it came down to, there's two parts of professional wrestling. You had the entertainment part where the person's on the microphone talking, which was the best part. Then you had the boring wrestling part. Well, the Democrats are the boring wrestling part, and the
Right.
Republicans are the guys on the microphone talking all the shit. And that's where the people are cheering, and they don't understand that it's all scripted, just like it is in professional wrestling.
You're absolutely right. It's
And
so true.
yeah, and that's what, and they draw more to the guy on the microphone. They literally think a guy like Donald
The
Trump
yeller.
is a tough guy
It's
who
like
will
the
tell
yeller.
Vladimir Putin what to do. It's like, dude, Vladimir Putin laughs at Donald Trump.
how could anyone, if like your eyes are saying Donald Trump doesn't even act tough around Vladimir Putin.
Correct.
Like, so
That's
how can you
exactly
even, right?
correct.
How can you even think that he's tough? He doesn't act tough in front of anyone, as a matter of fact. Just when he's on the stage by himself is when he's, oh, and at a woman, Hillary, when he was lurking behind. Like, that's when he's tough.
Well, that's when he knew. I mean, that's when he was at the height of
Right.
his, ego with, just destroy her. This is going to be awesome. And these MAGA people saying, I can't wait till you get on the stage and destroy that bitch. And he eats that up. But when it comes to somebody like Vladimir Putin, where he stands on a stage, and again, how any American did not look back and go, did this motherfucker just agree with Vladimir Putin over
Yeah.
our own intelligence agencies? Is that
Not,
what just fucking happened?
no, not only are they okay with it and let that slide, now they think Vladimir Putin's our friend.
They're siding with Russia now.
Yeah.
Yep. It's unbelievable.
But again, they're undereducated, so they don't know the history, so they're so easily persuaded. They're just like, well, why is he our enemy? Why do we have a beef with him anyway? Trump says he's our guy, so he's our guy. Like, that's literally how they are. Trump said it, so it must be. There were airplanes during whatever war he said it was, so it just must be. Like, I don't know.
Donald Trump at this point just needs theme music, just like professional wrestlers, and the theme music hits and the crowd goes nuts. And it's it's YMCA though, which is, it's kind of weird for the whole MAGA, side. But
he's there like saying his weird thing, and there's some weird music in the background while he's going, and the skies opened up, and it was dark, and it was all.
It's the QAnon sort of time. By the way, I don't know what happened to Q. Q seems to have been on the down low for a long time. He's not on the scene anymore, but maybe he comes back. I don't know what happens anymore.